And we are live. So, first and foremost, what's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday evening. Definitely appreciate you guys tuning in today. We got a special episode of the VIP Spotlight. And the Spotlight member is my girl, LA Adams. LA, what's going on? How you feeling?
Hey, how you doing, Pierre? I'm wonderful. How about you?
Oh, I'm just awesome. I'm awesome. I'm excited. I like to do these spotlights because it definitely gives us a chance to kind of brag a little bit about our students because we got, you know how it started. It started with just something small and then it grew into something big, and we got a lot of different talents, to say the least, in this network we got. So I definitely like to put that on display and showcase and let you guys and ladies really, show do your thing. So, man, with that said, man, how you feeling? So, let us know where you checking in from, a little bit about yourself.
So I am currently in Atlanta. Been in Atlanta for over 20 years, but I hail originally from the South Side, Rainbow Beach. Um,
First cousins, the South and Chicago first cousins.
yeah,
I
my
got
mother, my mother is my mother's from the ATL, so I moved back here back in 90. Telling how old I am. Back in 96, 97. Um, and finished school here. Graduated from Georgia State, and decided to just stay here. I mean, this weather, you can't beat it.
nice, nice. That weather is definitely one of the bright spots of Georgia and Chicago
Oh
too.
yeah,
When it's certain times of the season,
yeah. When it's warm.
you know, for sure, for sure. So that's dope, man. So let's talk about crypto a little bit. So why don't you
Okay.
tell us and the good people watching, how did you get introduced into crypto?
I got introduced into crypto from a friend of mine who bought Bitcoin back on the dark web back in 2010, 2009-ish. Um,
Okay.
and he went away for a while. He had some legal troubles. And when he came back, he started talking to me about it. And that was like in 2015, 2016. And he was so upset because, of course, he didn't have any of his keys.
Man.
And so I started buying it on Coin. Yeah, I started buying Bitcoin on Coinbase, and I had Litecoin, um, and then just kind of started doing more research, and I started buying Ripple on Binance. I had bought ADA, uh,
Nice.
all those coins that are now over $1. Back then they were, a nickel. They were 10 cents. And so I had started buying during that time. I know, right? I
Good
had
old
started buying
days.
during that time, and in the process of that, I started getting into Forex through a friend of
Okay.
mine who introduced me to that. And so I started learning how to trade, learning how to read charts, learning how to understand how the markets can be affected by news, by events, by tweets, by
Mm,
statements made by world leaders. How all those things can just make the market go,
yep.
in one fell swoop. Just quick side, I remember in 2017, right after Donald Trump got elected, when they indicted General Flynn, and the US dollar like literally fell. I was sitting at the home watching CNN, looking at a chart, and literally
Hmm.
watched it just fall to the floor, right before my eyes. So it just learning those things have been key in this journey.
Yeah. Yeah. That's scary, right? That has to be scary, right? Just watching the dollar
Oh
kind of
yeah.
fall like that. You know what I mean? Uh, I don't know. It's tough. It's I try to let people know that we gotta find an alternative. This is my opinion, not financial advice, but we definitely need to find, in my opinion, an alternative to that U.S. dollar because it doesn't make you anything as you hold that physical dollar and sit it down and go and do whatever you do and come back. It's going to still be that same value. So man, that's dope. That's scary. All right, so you introduced to crypto, so you kind of touched on it a little bit, but let's go in depth a little bit about your first play for profit in crypto, like the one that kind of turned you on. Like, all right, let me start looking
Um,
at this. Like,
it would have been Bitcoin because I bought it when it was at $400, and I think I sold mine when it got to about four or $5,000 at the time because I was getting ready to start my
Mm,
business. So
mm,
I had sold. Yeah, I was buying it like every week. I was buying Bitcoin.
right,
Like
right.
I was dollar cost averaging, during that time in 2015, 2016 when I first started getting into it on Coinbase. Like every week I had an automatic draft going in and I was just boom, 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 boom. So in 2017, when it had gone up the way it did, I had a nice, amount and I was like, I was ready to start my business and leave my 9 to 5. So I cashed out. And it was now I sit back like,
Right,
but
right, right.
who knew?
But that's dope though, LA. You was able to take your investment and use
Mhm.
that in time to fund your entrepreneurship, your business. That's
Yeah.
that's a great, that's a great story to me. And I'm sure there are a lot
Oh
of
yeah.
others, inspirational.
Oh yeah.
That's kudos to you. Hand clap. Good
Thank
stuff.
you.
That's
Thank
good
you.
stuff. Okay. All right, man. That's dope. All right, so why don't you walk us through? All right, so you get the Bitcoin, you get
Mhm.
start the business. Why don't you walk us through the next play that kind of got you, that
So
bigger amount? Well, I don't know if it's bigger than the Bitcoin because that's a great,
I don't even
ROI.
know if it's I don't know if like I say it's an amount so much as an obsession with XRP. So
I like the
last year,
obsession.
last year, when pandemic hit and my trade mentor, my Forex mentor, he was constantly telling us buy XRP. And at the
Okay.
time, you look back at the beginning of 2020, it was what, less than 10 cents? It was in that
Yeah.
5 to 10 cents range, right?
It feel hard.
And
Yeah.
so he kept harping on it. So I decided to do a little more research. I already had some, right? I already had some on Binance. So I was like, let me just, at the time when I bought it in 2017, I just bought it. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know what it did. I had no clue. I just bought it because somebody said to buy it, right?
Right. Right.
And so once he started kind of pushing on it, I decided to do some research. And once I started seeing the utility
Yes. Yes. Yes.
and the potential and the fact that we are going to a cashless society, I know y'all don't want to hear it, but
Mm-hmm.
it's coming. And XRP is going to be one of the tools that is going to take us into that part of, that next chapter in finance. So I started buying it like the same way I did Bitcoin, right? Every week I was,
Yeah. On it.
every time it dipped, and at that time it was super cheap. And then at the end of last year, when I found out about the Flare airdrop, I was like, oh, bet. It was on. Like I started buying it like that whole month, that whole part of November into December, right before the snapshot. I was just buku, just stacking, 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 stacking it. Like
I love it. I love it.
it was all XRP. I have a shirt. If people, all my friends that follow me on Instagram, I have a shirt that I had made that says Ripple on the front of it with the insignia and everything. Like I was
Oh,
obsessed because
10
I
toes
just felt
in.
like right. I just felt like this is gonna be this is where we're going, right? And so this is the technology, this is the utility, this is the thing that's gonna take us there. So what for me, then I started really, and I think it was last year where I really started kind of refocusing my mind to find coins that had utility and
Mm,
not necessarily what everybody was talking about. You know what I mean? Like, oh, everybody on Bitcoin. Okay, yeah, Bitcoin's great. But Bitcoin is over there.
yeah.
What can I get into here and become a millionaire without having to sit and wait for Bitcoin to flip over 1,000 times for my money to, push up.
Facts.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so VeChain was my other obsession,
Okay.
and
Okay.
that was really by listening to somebody on YouTube talking about it, and I started to do my research, and I saw what it did, and I saw all their partnerships, and I started buying VeChain before it was 1 cent. And
Ooh.
I told all the ladies on my trade team, buy VeChain.
Ooh.
Only two of them listened to me.
You said, hold
Now
on,
the
you gotta
rest
say
of
that.
the
You gotta say that again for me, like, because I was making sure I heard that right. You
in
said
December, prior
V
to it becoming
chain
1 cent.
before 1 cent.
Back in November and December of last year, before it was 1 cent, I was
Man,
stacking it like crazy.
that's
I
a tough
read the white
call.
paper, I read the
Mm-hmm.
information, and I was like, this is something. This is utility, supply
Facts.
chain. What did the
Facts.
pandemic show us? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's ordering. Everybody's having their groceries order. Amazon went crazy. Mail order. Everybody's shopping online. It's all going to be supply chain. It's all going to be V-chain technology being used to help the supply chain, to wipe out counterfeiters.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Right?
the. I mean, yeah, yeah.
I mean, it was a no-brainer. It's like, okay, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
So
Man, that's a great entry. Man, kudos to
VJing
you.
was my other obsession. It's still my
Okay.
other obsession because I still think that it's going to continue to go crazy.
I agree. I totally agree with that. Okay. All right, man. That's some she dropping gems, y'all. I hope y'all paying attention. So moving on. What are some trends you started to see in the market?
Well, we're
If
in this bear market right now.
mm-hmm.
Um, which is unfortunate for a lot of people because they bought in, they FOMO'd in, right?
It is,
So if you
yeah.
FOMO'd in right now, you mad because you know the market is
Right.
continuing to drop, which like I told you before, I think is manipulation. And I think that if even if you FOMO'd in, just hold on. What are you selling it for? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense to me to drop out and sell. But the other big thing that I see with is the NFT space.
Mm,
And I'm not in that space the way I would like to be, mainly because I just haven't taken the time to really dive in. But I see that going crazy. I see that becoming like they're talking about doing tickets with NFTs for games, for music events. All the musicians are getting in.
yep.
There's a coin called the Origin coin. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's OGN.
I heard of it, yeah.
And so Paris Hilton just got on their board, and there's some musician who I've never heard of before. He's partnered with them, and they are partnering with I think Little Yachty, one of the mumble rappers that they're partnering with as well. So their NFTs are set up, and they partner with Amazon. That's who else they're with. So the way their NFT situation is set up is you can sell your NFT on your own website. You don't have to sell it on their platform. So
Nice.
they are trying to revolutionize the game in a way that the other NFT spaces aren't. And they do tutorials showing you how to create. Like they give you all of this space to show you how to create your NFTs and the whole 9 yards. So I thought, I just recently was reading about them over the past couple of weeks, and it just with everybody trying to get in the NFT space, to me, that's like the big thing right now. I don't, I'm not in the space the way I would like to be, but I see the potential for it being a lot.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I understand that because the NFT space, in my opinion, it's like a whole nother galaxy. You know what I mean? And what I
Right.
mean is in the size of it because it's like, all right, we in this crypto space, we learning about this, you constantly learning, and it's like, oh, NFTs, whole nother category, whole nother separate room,
Right.
and it's like,
Hmm.
okay, so we got to see how it ties together with, and it's a studying game for sure, and it's something that the more time you put in it, I think the more valuable it'll be for you. But again, I'm
And
with you.
the other thing about that too is it's hard to know what's going to be value and retain its value, right? Like
Yeah,
the NBA thing is one like it's going to retain its value, especially if you happen to get a decent enough player, right? But
right,
with
right.
some of these NFTs where these artists have created whatever or what who you don't know, you've never heard of, you don't know once you drop that $500 or $1,000 on this NFT, is it going to become more valuable as time goes on, right?
Facts.
That's
Facts.
kind of my biggest thing when I look at the space is unless you are going and getting, you know, the NFT from the NFL, because I know they're coming out with theirs, right?
Another
Mellow
gem.
Ball got one out, right?
Yep. And
You
I just
know,
read
Melo
somewhere
got
his
his out.
tripled
So it's like,
today because he got a rookie of the year. So he has
right,
tripled or something like that, Right. And
exactly.
that's
So
perfect in what you're saying. Yep.
exactly, like I wouldn't buy his brother's NFT, but he's a better player. So I'm just
Okay.
no shade to
Nah,
him,
I
but
guess. But it's
Melo
say
is the
we
better player,
investors
right?
though. So this is about returns, man. Nothing
I'm
personal.
gonna buy your NFT, but your brother, not so much. I don't know.
Yeah.
That might be worth glass in the next 5 years. I might not get
Yeah.
much for that. So,
Yeah. I
but
got you.
it's a interesting space. I think it's going to be valuable to people who are creatives.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend of mine, a real good friend of mine, who she paints, and I'm trying to get her to kind of get into this space because she's very talented, and I think she's already selling her paintings.
Nice.
Why not? So
Put it
we've
on the
been talking about
blockchain.
that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's good
Yeah.
stuff. So we got a
Yeah.
couple you got a couple fans, so I like to show them. You got Mr. Roberts, shouting you out, you know. Got Jimmy
What's up,
Carter,
fam?
you know.
Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah. So man, that's good stuff. I hear the gems dropping. I hope people paying attention, listening. All right. So with that said, I'm gonna ask you this. How do you how important do you think it is for somebody to get mentoring or coaching coming in this space, particularly, the beginners?
Extremely,
Mm-hmm.
extremely. Like anytime you're going to invest your money somewhere in something, it would always be a good idea to get as much information as you possibly can. The problem with people is they want free information, and I have to my daddy used to say, you got to spend money to make money.
Feed the
You know,
machine. Facts.
I mean, you can
Facts.
get free information. Now you can get free information if you want to sit out here on Google and YouTube. You can get information. Don't get me wrong, but most
Mm-hmm.
people don't want to do that work. They don't want to do that work. I mean, I just within my my Forex team, because I'm the kind of resident crypto person. Like anytime I'm talking about any of that stuff, they don't want to do the research. They want to hit me up and ask me, hey, should I buy this, or what's going on with that, or dog coin. Everybody, oh my gosh, I had to talk somebody off the ledge right before Elon Musk went on Saturday Night Live. I had somebody come to me and was like, "Oh, I'm about to drop $500 on dog." I said, "Don't drop $500 on dog." I said, "It's at an all-time high right now. You don't
Tell
FOMO in
them.
at the top."
Tell
I
them.
said, and then you don't know what Elon is gonna do tomorrow when he get on Saturday Night Live. You want to go to $1 though? I'm like, oh.
Like, do you understand the mathematics behind that going to $1?
And
That's
that's what I had to. So once I broke that down to him about
okay.
he calmed down. He didn't do it. The next
Okay.
day, that Sunday, he called me. He was like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad I didn't buy that." I was like, "Dude," because you see how it fell. It just.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I did.
I'm like, just don't FOMO in at the top. Just don't do
And,
that.
and my with that whole Doge doggy whatever coin you want to call it, that situation, that was the second time, LA. The first one was the Super Bowl. Remember they said they was going to do a commercial for the Super Bowl,
Yes.
and everybody
Yes.
FOMO'd in. All right.
Yes.
So let's say you got clapped there. You got to learn your
Right.
lesson. Like, all right.
Did you come back and get clapped again?
And people, man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Let me tell you something. I bought Dogcoin in 2017, 2018, back in the day, because of course at that time I was not studying. I was just buying stuff because people say, "Hey, buy this," so I was just buying it, right?
Okay.
When it hit 7 or 8 cents at the end of last year, beginning of this year, I cashed out. I said, "Oh God, let me get out of here."
Hey, hurry up, get my coat, my hat, and run out the door, right?
Let me get. I think it was maybe 5 or 6 grand. I got out. And then it dropped.
Man.
And then people kept hitting me up. Should I buy? I'm like, look, It doesn't do shit. Excuse my language, but it don't do
Nah,
nothing.
you good. You good.
So
This
why
the
would I
God's
buy
way.
this? It don't do nothing. Exactly,
Yeah.
Jimmy. I know somebody who told me they put 50K on it. I was like,
No.
yes,
No. They didn't bring the
yes.
big bag out. No.
This cat I know in the Forex spot, in the Forex game, he hit me and was like, oh, I dropped 50K. I'm like, you dropped what?
That's
You
whew.
dropped $50,000 of your good money on dog coin?
Say dog coin. You know what you could have
I
put
said,
that
you could
50
have put that
on?
on V-Chain. You could have put that on Ripple. You could have put that on anything,
Yeah.
not dog.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
mean,
So
this was wilding. So
they
yeah.
hey, it's definitely wilding. Definitely wilding. Yeah. So with that said, what advice would you give new investors coming into the crypto space? What would you let them know?
I tell everybody that's coming into the crypto space, the first thing I tell them is to buy a ledger. If not a ledger, get whatever wallet you want. I don't care. Just get one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, make sure that you do your research on what you're buying and know what it is and why. And also know what your strategy is, what your plan is, what your exit, what your take
Tell
profit,
them.
what because
Yep.
people always every time I do sessions with my ladies team, crypto sessions, they always ask me, well, how long should I hold this? And I always have to tell them, well, what's your financial goal?
Mm-hmm.
Are you saving for
Mm-hmm.
something? Is this long term? Is this short term? And so I give them a formula, just a general formula. And I say, well, if you invested $1,000,
Okay.
once you 3x your money,
Okay.
take 25, take 20, 25, 30%. Or take your initial investment and let the rest ride.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's my advice to them because, everybody says, well, I'm holding long term. Well, what does that mean? What does long term mean?
Mm-hmm.
You still have to have either a dollar amount or a percentage
A,
that you're trying to get to or something. You have
a
to have
time
a
length of
goal.
something.
Yes.
Something. I agree
You
with you.
cannot just throw your money into something and say, well, I'm holding it for long term. What in the hell does
What
long
is
term
long
mean?
term? Yeah. What does that look
That's
like?
what
Let's
people always say to me. Well, I want to hold it for the long term. Okay. Give me
right.
what does that mean? Is that 5 years? Is that 10 years? Like everything that I buy, I have a exit strategy for.
Man.
Everything.
Preach your own. Preach your
You
own.
have to have one. You have to have one. So, holding is great. I'm hodling for life right now, but I have a dollar amount that I want to get to where I say, okay, I'm going to withdraw this amount. And
Mm-hmm.
like King says all the time in the chat, once you have made back your initial investment, take your initial investment and let the
Mm-hmm.
rest of it ride.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a
Play with that house money.
risk-free investment.
Yep. I love it.
Don't be like them dog people and get clapped. Because once the people who came into dog coin last year before it got crazy, right? What they should have did was as soon as they got their initial investment back, take that, maybe plus some.
Yeah. Take a little profit. Take a little profit. Make
Listen,
it real.
when
Make it
V-Chain
real.
hit 10 cents, I took profit. Now, I
Mm-hmm.
bought something stupid with it, but I still took profit.
Hey, it was your decision, your choice, and
Listen,
crypto
I
funded it.
bought
Crypto
some
funded it.
Jordans.
Hey,
They,
no, hey,
it was my money.
it's a
I
Chicago
saw some J's
thing.
I wanted. Yeah, I saw some J's I wanted. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna take this little profit.
Mm-hmm.
but,
That's what's up. That's what's up.
but
Okay.
definitely have exits. Yes, Facebook user said exit strategies are key. Yes, they are. They are
Yep.
extremely key. Definitely need to have one before you even put your money in and do your research.
For the people in the back, guys, these are
Stop
gems.
buying dog coin.
Man, especially without a exit strategy with that. I'm gonna have to throw my 2 cents on there. If you gonna get in a dog coin and you're gonna make it work for you, that's cool. You know exactly how you're gonna move with it. You know where your numbers or your target numbers are, things like that. Do your thing. But if you just because somebody at work said, "Oh, I made $2,000 off Dogecoin, doggy coin, whatever you want to call it," you like, "Oh, is it time for me to?" if your partner at work talking about it, it's probably too late. All right, that's my 2 cents.
I
So
agree.
something,
I agree.
you know, it's your money. Yep, I like that. Profit is profit. I love it.
That's right.
Man, Jimmy, he said let the assets fund your lifestyle. I like that.
That part.
For real, for real.
That's what I do with the Forex, with my Forex money. That money pays bills. It pays my daughter's tuition. It pays,
Hey,
whatever. I pay my credit card. I just paid my credit card bills the other day with some money I did, Forex money. I traded for a couple of days, pay my credit card bills. Like,
hey,
make
I
it work for
love.
you to where
Make it
you
work
don't
for
have
you.
to go, to somebody's 9 to 5. And I'm not knocking a 9 to 5. I worked for almost 20. I was at UPS for almost 20 years in marketing.
Okay.
And, I left in 2017. I can't go back to nobody else's job, coach. I'm just being honest with
Hey,
you.
listen to me.
I can't.
I'm in the same boat. I just can't. I can't, and I won't. So kudos to you. Hey, you motivating me. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
By
It's
any
good
means
stuff.
necessary, I'm staying away from somebody 9 to 5. Again, not knocking it. I did it for a long time. I worked for a company that, basically didn't give a shit about me, and
Man,
I was glad to be gone.
right, right.
Period.
Okay. All right. That's good stuff. So we talked about the profits and making the money. So let's got to keep it real for the people out there. What are some of the struggles that you've come across, and how has the VIP Discord UDA? How we help you with those at all?
This bear market has been brutal. Just of right now, right?
Yep. I'm
Right.
with you.
And
I'm
so
with you.
I I I think that the group has been helpful in keeping it light, keeping it upbeat, keeping me optimistic, and
Right.
everybody else, because you got a lot of newbies in there who have never invested in their lives, right? And they
Right.
scared as hell. They like, oh my God, the market is fall. I just got in
Yep.
and it's falling, and what do I do? And you and Keen and Ray Ruski and Ty and Ruben are all just saying, hold on, and Mickey, hold on, don't give up,
Yep.
just hold on. Look, there's another play.
You
We're
too.
gonna buy
You
the
too.
dip. We know, right? It's like that's the kind of thing that I appreciate about the group, and then just King bringing us new plays. Like he just brought that play
Man,
for the algo, man.
that
And
yearly
I was so
play.
busy
Yeah.
last week. I was so mad at myself because I got in. I didn't catch it when he first threw it out there because I had such a crazy week last week. And I was like, damn. But I got in there. But he's
Yep.
still bringing information every day. He's bringing us new plays, new information, new things that are coming into the space that, we need to know about and that are important. And the information flow is so much sometimes for me that I'm like, dang, I can't even keep up. That's
Yeah.
the value. That's the value part. The value
And you
add
know
for
what?
me is this.
That's it's crazy you say that, like, because I like to get feedback, particularly from my newer people, and that's the
Mm-hmm.
biggest thing. It's like, man, yeah, I love it. It's just so much information. It's like information overload. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one of our challenges is to kind of
But you know what
chop
though?
that
That's not
down.
a bad thing. That's not a bad
No,
thing. You
no,
know
not
why
at
I
all.
prefer that? Because at least you this is what I tell people too. You can't be on every play, right? You can't.
Man, tell
You
them
just
you
can't.
go crazy. You lose all your
You
hairs.
will lose your mind. You can't be on every damn thing. I be seeing those guys in the chat be like, "Oh man, my account overdrawn because I'm just trying to get."
You're like, no,
Like,
bro.
I ain't paid the light bill this month because I'm trying to get
Man,
in on this play. I'm like, no, don't do that.
so don't get kicked out the house, man. No, don't have the
Don't
wifey
have your don't,
mad.
don't have your wife and your kids put you out because you got them sitting outside or sitting in the house with candles burning. Like, come on, man, don't do that. Just
Yes, yes,
relax. You can't be in everything. And that's the part of it too. There's over 6,000 cryptocurrencies out there. You
yep.
can't be in
And
all of them.
man, that's another
It's
gem.
it's just impossible. But I think the reason why King gives us so much information so that you have choices. So maybe if you
Yeah,
missed that play last week, oh, here goes something else I could get into. or
Right.
whatever, or maybe you didn't care much for, you did your research and you thought, that don't line up with what I'm into or I like or my belief system. I don't want to invest in that. So I just feel like
Mm-hmm.
the surplus of information is good.
Yeah, that's real, and that's why I like I've been calling it more of a support group as of late because I feel like that's exactly what it is. Because man, people say the admin support, I get the support as well because it's some days I look at my account and I'm like, then I go in the group like, okay, I ain't see about that news, I ain't hear about that. All right, so we just one tweet away, one news article away. You know what I mean? So, man, you definitely hit that one on the head with that for sure. Got King Sheen on there said, "I'm not in every play. Give y'all no, you can't be, can't be. There's no way. It is no way. Space is big and growing. That's the truth. That's the truth.
Yep.
And you got
Yep.
one
Can be.
exactly,
Yep.
exactly. So you preaching that good stuff, LA.
Pace
It's
yourself.
good. Yeah.
Pace yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Don't be spending the baby milk money on trying to buy XRP.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, don't do it. Just wait it out. Wait it out. Because this is what I've learned too is that patience is wealth. When you are patient, take your time. Even if you're trying to get into a plane, you miss one, it's going to be something that comes along that's for you. Whether it's the timing, whether it's the amount, whether it's the project, whatever it is, it's going to be for you. And you just got to be patient and believe in that and keep your faith. You'll be all right.
Absolutely.
So
But you know what else? And you and I talked
talk to
about
me.
this before you go to my next question. Knowing
Mhm.
how to read the charts. Knowing how to
Man,
read those charts. That is
yeah,
crucial.
yeah,
It'll
yeah,
save you from buying it at the top. I mean, you're not gonna ever hit the total bottom every time, but
right.
it definitely is gonna save you from FOMOing in at the top.
Yeah, because that visual, it definitely, gives you a different perspective, and once you know what you're looking at, know what you're reading, know how to look at it, and get your date stamps and everything together, it's definitely a lot easier. And I like to call you a chart surgeon because you definitely break down those charts, and I learn from you. So appreciate you there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you just kind of answered it, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. How you feel like our VIP program has helped you in your journey in crypto?
It's caused me not to have to do so much research. To be honest,
Hey, saving you some time,
yeah, I mean,
huh,
because seeing do all the research, of course I'm going to look, do a little bit, but I don't have to do the deep dive that I would ordinarily do, you
right?
know. And so now it gives me more time to just basically like look at my charts. Like, okay, like I said, V chain is my one, right? I got a
Yep.
V chain chart that's marked up so much, and I have my alert set on Trading View, and I have buy limit orders set in my broker, and
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love the group because it has definitely helped me with not having to do so much research, but the support and the camaraderie within the group is wonderful. Like everybody's willing to help. If you have a question, like if I have a question, I don't have to wait. Somebody's gonna come in there and give me an answer.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
like
quick.
it's like everybody waiting for a question in there, man. Because I see that
Right.
sometimes
It's like
I go to
so
answer.
I'm not I'm not in there like, damn, I just asked this question and it's been 2 days and ain't nobody came in here and said nothing. Like
Yeah,
the camaraderie and the willingness for everybody to help and be of help is just phenomenal. I just find that to be wonderful.
man, that's what's up. That's what's up, and you've definitely added value to it. So kudos to you and your, helping and being, a team player in the group. Definitely want to, kudos to you on that. And man, so hey everybody, you got the real, got the inside scoop from the chart beast herself. Chart queen, I should say. They say chart queen. So you guys got any questions for LA while I got on, or myself? Feel free to ask. Man, this has been great. It's been great. I've learned a lot
Yeah.
about you. So I actually got a question, if you don't mind me asking.
Okay.
We talked a little bit about it, but I just kind of want you to elaborate. You say you have a women's group. So is that a
So
group?
yes,
Tell me a little bit about
so
that.
of course, I told you I trade Forex.
Hmm.
And I was with an organization called IM, and most people are familiar with them. They're like an MLM, but um,
Okay.
you don't have to build a team. They have educational piece, and they have a educator named Orrin Wright, who is one of their top educators. And I signed up under his team, and that was the best money I ever spent because I learned how to
So
trade Forex.
you
Like,
paid for some help and assistance.
oh yeah,
You
oh
invested.
yeah.
You turned
I
that
invested.
liability to an asset. Okay, just
Yes,
making sure we.
I invested in getting and learning a skill that I wanted to learn. And in doing so, I met my friend Latrice, who was also on the team. She's out of North Carolina. And we decided that we were going to create a subgroup of ladies because, trading is a male dominated, crypto is male dominated, trading
Okay.
and stock, it's all very male dominated. And there's not very many people of color in either space, right? So
Truth.
we
Truth.
decided that we were going to create a group for ladies only, and we were going to
Oh,
train them. We're going to teach them how to trade. We're going to teach them how to
okay.
read charts. We're going to teach them about market psychology. We're going to talk about risk management. We do all we go through all of those things with them. Talk about taxes. I think I told you this before. I did a
Yep.
presentation for ladies about what you need to do to file your taxes as a trader, even if you've taken losses, and how to, you know, um, start a business with it, create an EIN number and an LLC, and put all your profit and your loss into your business account and
Man.
file your taxes that way. And that mitigates, if you do it on your personal side, your tax liability is a lot higher than if you do it within a business. You can write
Mm-hmm.
off your internet, you can write off your cell phone, you can write off your mileage, you can write off, get an accountant, of course, and talk to
Right.
somebody. But we kind of give them information so that they can make better decisions, especially if they're profitable and they're successful within the Forex market. And then
Man.
the market psychology too, because people blow accounts like they get greedy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to just having I talked earlier about having an exit strategy. It's the same thing with Forex. You have to have a trade plan. You have to say,
Okay.
this is my plan. This is how, as a matter of fact, that's what this is. This is my trade plan. Every
There
day
you
I
go.
look at it and I say, this is what I'm trading today. And when I get to that amount, I'm done.
Yep. Get
I
out the
don't wait
game.
all day long.
Cut the computer
I
off. Put
get
the
up to
phone off.
listen. I'm up every morning at 6 a.m. I'm looking at charts. I put in my
Mm-hmm.
trades before I go to the
Mm-hmm.
gym. I set them and I forget them, and I go to the gym and I don't look at them until they hit or they don't hit, because you don't win them all. But I have a
Right.
stop loss in place, and
Okay.
I go from there. I don't overtrade. I
There
don't
you go.
overtrade. You got to
That's
have a
good.
plan. So those are
That's
some of the
real.
things that and then we just talk to them about empowering, women empowerment, and a lot of them are mothers and wives, and they have children and other responsibilities, and just trying to find that balance.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of ladies who are trying to become entrepreneurs, and we tell them trading is a tool. It's not. I would hope. I mean, unless you enjoy it like that, of course, then make it your career. But for most of us, it's just a tool for us to do other things. For me,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is. It's a tool to do other things. Same thing with crypto. It's just a tool for me to do other things that I want to do.
Tell them. Tell them. So we got a question for you here, LA. Um,
Okay.
how did you learn to read charts or chart reading?
My mentor, when I signed up to with the IM, that's what that they have. So when you sign up, you go through the academy, right? And they
Mm-hmm.
have an online academy that you go through, and it teaches you how to do all that. And then my mentor, he does a every Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. He does a go live session where he goes live and goes over charts. But because I was signed up on his team, I get all the in between, because we do Zoom
Okay.
calls, in between.
Right.
There's, team, right? And so I'm getting, especially during the pandemic last year, because everybody was in the house, right? So last year it was, I feel like my trading went to another level because I was really getting, even though I started learning it in 16, 17, I wasn't profitable during that time. I didn't start to become profitable until last year when I joined up with him under his team. And that's when it took off for me. And I got to the point where now I'm not in the company anymore because I mean, I don't need, you know what I mean? I'm not to be cocky.
No,
like,
you kind of grew out of it.
Yeah. Like some people are building, they do the MLM piece. I didn't want to do that. So I still kind of associate with the team because I know everybody and I still would get on the calls, but I'm not signed up, I don't pay the fee anymore.
Okay.
But it was a tremendous value for me for 2 years to pay that money and get that skill set. So now I can use that skill set to trade stocks, crypto. Once you can read a chart, you can read any chart.
You can read a chart. You can read a chart. Tell them.
Any chart.
Tell them.
You could trade options. You could trade stock. You could trade crypto. You could trade Forex.
Tell them. So that leads me to the next question.
Okay.
Do you like crypto or Forex better?
I like crypto better.
Hey.
The reason why I like crypto better is mainly because of what it all does. Like I'm fascinated by some of the technology. Like I said with XRP, once I started finding out what it did, I was like, oh wow. And the same thing with VeChain. It's like there is utility here. These things aid in everyday life. In our technology systems, that kind of stuff interests me. Forex is cool. But I think the thing about Forex for me, it's a good way to if you can pick it up and learn it, it's a good way to make some money. Don't get me wrong. I'm just more into the crypto side of it. I like that piece of it better.
I'm not mad at you for that. So neither is this Facebook user.
Right, with the little dancey emoji.
Yeah, so man, I appreciate it. We're gonna be respectful of the time. It's going on 45 minutes. We don't want to do too much. I definitely appreciate you. We're gonna cut it off here and leave you with the quote of King Sheen. You can be a bear, you can be a bull, but not a pig. Because pigs get slaughtered. I love it. I love it.
I like that.
I do too. I love it. I love it. Thought she was about to say something crazy about Forex. No, man, it's
I
all
like Forex.
tools.
Don't get me wrong. Listen, I have a 22-year-old daughter who's in college. It helps pay tuition, so I like Forex.
Hey, LA out here doing that thing with it all, and that's that's what I think is the beauty of it all. Use it to make it work for you, as she said earlier in the interview. Make sure you have a plan, an exit strategy, and you stick to your guns and you execute it.
Absolutely.
Do that and we'll be all good. So with that said, we're gonna log off, and thank you again, LA, for participating.
Thank you. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to run my mouth for 45 minutes.
Oh, no problem. Anytime. So you enjoy your evening, and hey, I'll see you in the Discord.
Oh, of course. Good night, y'all.
Take care.